I'll tell you
Richard,
one thing. I wish I were living in your house. Where are you?
Long Beach, Long Island, New York. You ever been out here?
Yes, you're in Long Beach. Well, I'm in New York City.
You're a Trenton native.
I
Did you
am.
ever move to LA proper, or have you always gone back and
I
forth?
did. I did. I moved to LA after I was in Second City for a while. When you quote unquote graduate from Second City, which you don't graduate,
Right.
you just say, I'm an adult now, I have to leave.
Right.
And I went to LA for easily 20 years. And then came back to New York because this is where Spin City worked for about 4 years. But I had my home in LA. Then when I had children, I said, I don't want to raise them in LA. So I want to move. I want to have them out east where they're on the same time zone as their grandparents. I didn't want them to be in LA because LA is no place to raise children. And so we moved to New York. And this is where I've been now for, I think it's about 15 years, 14, 15 years.
Well, but limited time here because everyone wants to talk to Richard today. So before I shower you with all the praise in the world about other projects,
I can wait. I can make this a half hour. It's okay. Go ahead.
18 and a half. It says 2021 on your IMDb page, but when did you actually film it?
I haven't the foggiest idea. You tell me what you were doing during COVID and I'll have an answer. I can't remember. As a matter of fact, I have to preface this with I thought we did this before the pandemic, which I found out that we did. And then we had to shut down and then we had to do it a couple of months later.
Right.
I thought I had one day on the movie. I found out I had two, but they were in different years. That's right. The first thing. The second thing is, I never saw the movie. I haven't seen the movie yet. I read the script 3 years ago. Who can remember what they read 3 years ago? I remember this was about the 18 and a half minutes that were cut out from Rosemary Wood's tape that she cut out, but It was really about the couple, and it was weird and unusual, and Dan is weird and unusual. I had done a movie, pardon me, for Dan before. I had met him before also. He is a wonderful guy. His ambitions are great. His budgets are not. So if I'm going to do a movie, for Dan Mervish, I sure ain't doing it for the money.
Right.
And to be honest, a lot of times you're not looking to do it because so many people are going to see it and may forward your career. But they're unusual. They're a challenge. They are not cut and dry Marvel movies where they're technically driven. These are absolutely character driven. And sometimes you need to do technically driven projects in order to live comfortably.
Right.
And you need to do projects like 18 and a half minutes because you need to sustain your art and your craft and your sense of worth. And money be damned. So let's do something small.
I think it was, is it Ben Affleck? They say, one for me, two for you. It's that's one of those kinds of trade-offs.
Yeah. That's what it is. George Clooney says the same thing. This one I do for them. And I call TV a lot of times. I call it my waiter's job. And you have to go, or especially to do theater, you do TV so that you can afford to do theater, because these things do not pay, and but they sustain.
But in spite of the TV being, you're waiting at tables, you were in 3 of my favorite shows of all time, my wife and myself, which would be Curb Your Enthusiasm, many episodes as Andy, Red Oaks, which was another thing that you did with Paul Reiser.
Isn't it unbelievable how wonderful Red Oaks is, and that nobody has seen it, but it's wonderful.
Hell of a cast. And then also Brockmire.
Really? So you're a baseball fan?
Well, I think that's an interesting thing about your career, that a lot of times you see somebody would be in a Nixon related film and you think, okay, they spent a month learning everything they could about Nixon. But for you, it's like, here's a Nixon film, here's a baseball series. You don't have quite a type. So I never got the vibe that you really got into character per se. It's more like you learned your lines, you read the vibes, and that was it.
That is it.
Okay.
That's it. When I was at Second City,
Yeah.
you do, or work with the Carol Burnett show that I did.
Right.
You find out what you are doing, what genre, what is the tone, and that's thrilling for me. To do something silly and then go do something so deadly serious is fantastic. It's fantastic. I will tell you, you'll be seeing a wonderful, wonderful pilot that I was lucky enough to do called East New York.
Yes, that is on your IMDb page with 10 to 13 and The Outlaw. So there's a lot coming from you, huh?
Right. Oh, no kidding. Okay. Oh, The Outlaw. That's silly. That's a little romantic farce with Pierce Brosnan. That's big budget.
Yeah.
But East New York, I play a cop, and it's not a laugh to be had. And I'm going to play a cop. That at this point in my career, that I am going to be challenged by that, and in that genre. Is there anybody luckier in their career? And let's face it, I've got a modicum of talent, but I ain't Daniel Day-Lewis. But I'm so lucky to be challenged by this kind of stuff. It's unbelievable. I can't believe my great fortune. And during COVID, it's you know, this is when I should be retiring, according to the U.S. government. But I'm not. And if I did, then I would die. Then the government would save money. But because I'd be dead, they wouldn't have to pay out Social Security, everything like that. Instead, I get to work. I'm very lucky. Very lucky.
Get to work, you do work. And I think most admirably, if you could take one more compliment, is that you have found success as an actor on your own terms. I'm sure when you were in your 20s and 30s, they went, you need to look this way, you need to be this way, you need to hang out at these parties. But you found this long-running, decades-long success being Richard.
I got to tell you, I think that's true, but always keep them guessing. For instance, when I was growing up, Carol O'Connor and Adam West were on two of my favorite TV shows. I mean, things I watched, of course, religiously, which we all did. You may be too young to do it, but
I know my shows right there.
Yeah, okay.
I've listened to you on the Godfrey podcast, which you were one of the best guests of ever. So we know that you know everything.
Yeah. So, but Carol O'Connor used to say, "Well, I'm not just Archie Bunker."
Right.
I don't care that he did In the Heat of the Night. He's Archie Bunker. Adam West certainly proved he was only Adam West as Batman. Right. So it became scary to me to ever be an actor that was just known for one character. When I did Spin City, everybody said, "Oh, you're the breakout character." I didn't have any PR people because I didn't want to be a breakout character.
Right.
I wanted not to be known as Paul Lassiter. I wanted to do the best job I could as Paul Lassiter, but I don't want to just be known as Paul Lassiter. I did not want to be Michael Richards, the breakout character from Seinfeld. I wanted to be everything. And lately, I have been able to do that. I've gotten to play a villain in a movie that's called Run and Guns. I'm playing a military scientist on the run from the military, living out in the wilderness in a movie called Monsters of California. And then I got to do History of the World Part 2, which is just stupid, silly, loud. It's crazy, and play a cop coming up. Lucky.
Well, whatever is coming next, I'm looking forward to it and grabbing you on the next junket. But for now, congratulations on everything. I'm really looking forward to whether you're on a podcast, in a movie, in a film, whatever it is, Richard, bring it on.
Thank you, Darren. You're very kind. You've been very kind to me the whole interview. Thanks.
Paltrocast.